The first thing that we want to understand is, before we try to understand any of this, right? What we want to know is what happens to my program once it is written, right? When I wrote this command, what happened? How did the output get produced, right? And what happens is that your entire program, whatever program that you write, it goes into a big machine, right? Which we call it as the Python virtual machine, right? And and the Python virtual machine does something. It creates what we call as the machine code. It creates it converts your code, the print statement that you wrote, it converts it into ones and zeros, right? And it produces an output, right? Which is the hello world output. And that hello world output shows up on your screen, right? And all of this happens behind the screens. You don't have to worry about how the Python interpreter is converting it into bytecode. Some of you may understand bytecode, it's code like this, and then how it's converted into machine code. All of this is happening behind the screen. All the memory management is something that the Python interpreter is sort of doing for you behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about it, right? And so the only thing that you have to do is that you write that print hello world line, and the moment you press return, it gets executed. And when I say executed, what is happening in the background is that there is a bytecode that is being produced, which is an intermediate step. There is a machine code that is being produced, and then it all gets done automatically. You don't have to actually do these steps individually. And all you really see is the output, right? So what we have is the Python interpreter. Now, have we seen the Python interpreter? Well, the Python interpreter is right here, right? This thing, when you type Python, right, on your ad, and you came up with this prompt, this is the Python interpreter, right? When you are typing a command like hello world, you are directly working with the Python interpreter. So the Python interpreter is taking that statement and executing it, right? So this is the Python interpreter, and the Python interpreter converts it into something called bytecode, which we don't have to worry about. This is just for you to know that there is something happening behind the scenes. The bytecode is converted into machine code. Again, this is something that you don't worry about. And you get the output, which you see it on the screen, right? So that's great. So only thing that you really have to worry about is what you are writing for the Python interpreter.